Welcome to What That Means with Camille, where we take the confusion out of tech jargon and encourage more meaningful conversation about cybersecurity. Here is your host, Camille Morehart.
Hi, welcome to Cybersecurity Inside. This is a quick take from James Reinders, a high-performance computing engineer at Intel, and he is also can you say what it is? You're a oneAPI evangelist. Want to find out what that means?
One of the big changes in computing, especially high-performance computing, has been the diversity of processing devices. Put another way, the introduction of accelerators. So it's not just about having a faster and faster processor, it's often about specialty processors. General purpose processor, maybe augmented with some capabilities on it, like vector units, and then having other devices like a GPU or an FPGA hooked to it. Hennessy and Patterson, who are very famous for their computer architecture textbook and many other things, have called it, we're entering the new golden age of computer architecture. By that, they mean there's just an explosion in new ideas about how you can design a processor to speed up this, like inferencing or to deep learning or training, or how to speed up video processing. And we see this all the time. There's all sorts of functional units and different things. We're really seeing the beginnings of a real explosion in computer architecture. So the question is, how do we survive that as software engineers? I want to use all of this stuff, but gosh, if I want to do a matrix multiplier, or I want to do something more complicated, how do I do that and make it applicable to all these devices? So that when somebody shows up and says, hey, I've got a better mousetrap for you, and it gets put in my computer, can I use it? There are a number of different ways of looking at this. One is programming languages. So things like SYCL, which is a standard from the Kronos group, is looking at how do we make that accessible from C++. oneAPI, which is an industry initiative started by Intel, is looking at extending that to tooling, to libraries, to interfaces with the hardware. So that I could write a program and access whatever accelerator there is, no matter what vendor it comes from, no matter what architecture it uses. Now, this sounds like pie in the sky. It's understandable if you suddenly get skeptical, because there's no such thing as run everywhere, at least not run everywhere well. But there are some very interesting things we can do, and that's what I'm super excited about in my work and the people I work with, is we're looking at how do we take advantage of the potential of heterogeneous computing with lots of different vendors, lots of different architectures that make that accessible from software.
So in this case, as a software engineer, you wouldn't have to understand how to write for every different kind of hardware that you might want to run a piece of software on.
That's the ultimate goal, right? And it depends on what level of programming you're doing, how much we can abstract that for you. And if you're at lower levels, you want access to some of those differences, but you don't want to be frustrated by all of them. And so we hope to abstract away the right amount of it for whatever level your application is being written at.
That's fascinating. oneAPI. Thank you, James Reinders, for giving us a quick definition. What that means, oneAPI.
My pleasure.
Never miss an episode of What That Means with Camille by following us here on YouTube. You can also find episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
The views and opinions expressed are those of the guests and author and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Intel Corporation.